Hi, my viewers. Welcome in our today's session. Today we are going to discuss about computer desktop. That is computer desktop. Let's start by understanding our lesson's objective. By the end of the session, we are going to be able to define what is a desktop is, computer desktop is, understand how to operate a number of things on our desktop, which might include the appearance of the screen, things like how you can change the background, items like view how to refresh your computers. Then we shall be able to know how to use the folders, things like recycle bin, the taskbar. On the taskbar, we shall be able to see things like the start menu, the explorer, and even other administrative icons like internet icon, the speaker, date and time. We also have a very small rectangle. Sometimes maybe people don't know what's the purpose of the same. So we shall still be able to understand, still on the power buttons, good to know. On once the computer starts, we have the shutdown icon, we have the restart, we have the sleep, as well as the control panel. Let's start by defining what's a computer desktop. First of all, when we talk of a desktop, it's just the working surface of a desk. That is generally what a desktop is. When we talk of a computer desktop, it can be defined in two ways. Somebody might be understanding a computer desktop, number one, as a computer suitable for use at an ordinary desk. This is a computer, which is a type of a computer. We have other types of computer. For example, we have the monitor, like the laptop is a type of a computer. We have the iPads and many others. But today we are going to measure on a computer desktop as a working area of a computer screen that contains icons representing items such as files, folders, recycle bin, and many other things. So let's get started and see what we can be able to do. Whenever you start your computer and it starts successfully, it will start. Then the first thing to see on the screen is the desktop. With our desktop has been divided into two. We have this larger rectangle part and also the thin rectangle down here. This is called the taskbar. The taskbar. Let's understand some of the things that you can do on our desktop. Number one, you can change the appearance on this screen, the screen appearance. You right-click for you to change the screen appearance. You can go to personalize. Pick a screen or the background of your choice. Let me take that. There we go. You can realize that it has changed. So you can change the background. Even if you had a photo, you can as well do so. Maybe you had saved your photo on this screen. You will just right-click on the photo, then it will give you an option of setting it as the screen background. Still, other things that you can do, you can change the appearance of the icons on the desktop, whereby the icons can be large. You can see the folders are large. And still, you can change the icons to be medium or even small. You can realize the size of the icons have reduced. Let's set medium. And by the way, Before we continue, it's important to understand what are icons. When we talk of icons, these are graphical representation on a computer. The graphical representation of a computer, such as the folder, recycle bin, all these pictures, icons. These are icons. Now, let's continue. You can also decide to hide the icons. You right-click, you go to View, then you can decide to say, Show Desktop Icons. Icons have disappeared. Sometimes you go to a computer, you can't be able to see your folder. You're not supposed to panic. Just right-click on the screen, go to View, then Show Desktop Icons. You can as well sort the icons. How do you want these icons to appear on the screen? You can decide to, number one, sort maybe as per the name. You can see they are sorted as per the name. That is like in alphabetical. You can again sort the icons by size. You can as well sort the icons by the item type. Like right now you have the recycle bin, all the folders following, then we have other programs. You can again right-click and sort the icons by the date modified. As per the date modified. We also have refresh. When we talk of refreshing, refresh, you right-click on your screen, then to refresh. Refreshing means that maybe we had some file logs that were hanging. You want just to jumpstart or to activate. You just click refresh. So at times, whenever you find that maybe your computer is hanging, you can decide to be able to refresh your computer. Let's come back to our icons. And the first icon that we want to know how to create is a folder. How do you create a folder? You right-click on the screen, then you will go to New and select Folder. With that one, you can type the name of the folder. Let me type my city, which is Nairobi. Nairobi. Whoops, it has refused. And that's another lesson. You can't save a number of folders on the same place. We already had Nairobi, so you can't create another folder with the name Nairobi. And with that one, it brings us to another question. What are folders? What is a folder? A folder is a storage area for files. Just like in a normal office, you go to an office, you might find your work. Maybe some of the offices, you find that somebody has organized the work. Maybe the papers are organized, each document, respective file. And the reason behind that is for easy retrieval. The same thing to computers. If you want to retrieve your document very fast, it's good you organize them in a folder. So I will create my own folder. I will right-click on the screen. Remember, you right-click on an empty space. You can't come on top of another document, then right-click. No, just go on an empty space. Right-click, you go to New, then Folder. You type the name of the folder. My folder is Ronald. Then you press Enter. I can open Ronald. You can realize that this folder of mine is empty. You can decide to move items inside your folder. For example, I have this tutorial. You want them to be organized inside Ronald. You just go, point on your tutorial, you drag, and then drop inside. It has refused. Why? Because this folder or some of the items on this folder were open somewhere. They are still in use. So you can't just drag. And that's another lesson. Let's try this one. Another folder known as USB drive. Come point, you drag it inside. Down. Let's open now our folder. You double click, you can realize that we have inserted a document inside our folder. That's how you operate the folder. And you can realize that the color of my folder is yellow. It doesn't mean that always the color should be yellow. For example, I wanted to change the icon or just the picture of this icon by the name Nairobi. You right click inside your folder. You move down somewhere written personalize. Sorry, properties. Click properties. Then you can go and select customize. Change icon. Select any icon of your choice. I want to take Nairobi to have the following. Let me take like a building, any file. Let me settle on this one. Now, which one can I take? Let me take any. Let me settle on that one. Okay. Apply. Now you can realize my folder has changed. The icon has changed. So as well, you can decide to change the appearance of your folders. We also have a recycle bin. A recycle bin is a storage area for unwanted files. For example, I delete anything that you delete goes to the recycle bin. Like this Nairobi. I want to delete my folder Nairobi. You can either decide to drag and drop it inside there or click delete on the keyboard. It's nowhere to be found. It's nowhere to be found. So when you come to your recycle bin and double click, you will see your folder by the name Nairobi. See folder by the name Nairobi inside. That's how you drag and drop. But in case you again follow that item inside the folder and right click and again delete, it will go permanently. You will not be able to find it again. But before then, you can decide to restore. Whenever you restore, it comes back. Or Nairobi is back. But let us empty the recycle. You right click on the recycle bin, then you can decide to empty. Go to your recycle bin, right click. Oh, our recycle bin is already empty, meaning that there's nothing to be deleted. Let me move to this one, then empty recycle bin. It will give you the option to empty. Before then, it will ask you a question. Are you sure you want to delete or you want to permanently delete the item? Then you say yes. Now your folder, your recycle bin is empty. And it's very important also to note that sometimes you might find that your computer comes very slow because maybe you might be having a lot of files on your recycle bin. So regularly, maybe on a weekly basis, monthly, depending with how you use, how busy your computer is, you can be deciding to emptying your recycle bin. That is a recycle bin. We also have these programs, like these are programs, shortcut programs that are on our desktop. Let's move down on the taskbar. On our taskbar, we have the start button. That is our start button. On our start button, maybe you wanted to go to any program, you click start button. We have the power. On a power, there are terms associated with this. You can find the sleep. Whenever you put your computer on a sleep mode, what happens? It will make the power will be on. Yes, your computer will be on, but the power consumption will be very, maybe minimal. It will not be consuming a lot of power. And that comes, maybe you have just gone out, you are still working with your work, and you want to just move a bit, you will press the sleep mode. Your programs will still be active. Then we have the restart button. With the restart button, it will turn off your computer and then automatically turns it back on. That is restarting. You will do that one at times, maybe when the computer is hanging, some programs are not opening. You can decide to restart your computer. Then we have the shutdown. Every time you have completed working with a computer, it's good to shut it down. Shut down the computer. Don't just leave your computer and disappear. Some people just go, if it's a laptop, just close it. And even some go to an extent of, instead of following the right procedure of coming and clicking shut down, they just decide to go directly to power and put the power off. It's not recommended. Best thing to do, just follow, because once you click there, it will ask you, do you really want to put it off, or have you closed all the programs? And that is the procedure that you're supposed to follow. We said this is the menu bar. This is the menu bar. This is not a menu bar, but a start menu. This is our start menu. In our start menu, you can realize that we have other things that you can do, especially some of the programs are here. Down here, we also have the search bar. On the search bar, you can search any program of your choice. Maybe you wanted to search something, some files in your computer, you will use the search bar. You can come here and type search like computer. Is there any file known as a computer? Yes, I can see here computer hardware. Come search. It will take you to that file on computer hardware. That is the search bar. This is known as File Explorer. In case you wanted to go to the drives, maybe the flash disk, you click on File Explorer. It will take you to all the drives, like the local disk, have the computers, this computer, the desktop, all these documents, downloads are found on the File Explorer. the File Explorer. We also have the web browser still on our taskbar. That is our web browser. Web browser, these are just a program that can enable you to access the internet. For a case, you can have like a web browser like a Mozilla. This is a Mozilla web browser. Still, the web browser can be on a desktop direct. Like here we have the Chrome. Still, this part of the web browser, but just here have the web browser. Then also, anytime you're doing anything on the screen, you can decide to minimize. For example, I have minimized a PowerPoint presentation, my PowerPoint presentation. Whenever you minimize, it goes to the task bar. You can minimize your work, goes to the task bar. Still, my Zoom presentation, I have still minimized the same. Then we have the internet icon. We have the power. If you want to know the power, whatever, still have the power, date and time. You wanted to know the exact date and time, and still be able to move on, date and time. Last but not least, we have taskbar location. You can decide to change the taskbar location. It's not permanently here. How do you do that one? You can right click on the taskbar, then you'll be able to see taskbar settings. Under taskbar settings, you can come here and say taskbar location on the screen. Let me say top. My taskbar has moved up. I can decide to say left or right. You can realize that my taskbar has gone to the left. So it's important for us to know you can change your taskbar location. For now, my taskbar is at my left side. It's at my left side. Generally, that's what I wanted us to understand as far as our desktop appearance is, or how our desktop is. Just to have a recap of our session is that we started by understanding on what is our desktop. We have defined what is a desktop, and we have realized that a desktop can also mean a type of a computer. Then beside that, we can also say that we have learned to do some appearance, change the appearance, for example, how to refresh, like the view, the size of the size of icons on the screen. We have also learned on how to personalize some of the things like the background, folders, how to create folders, the recycle bin, the taskbar location, things like the start menu, the Explorer, administrative icons, like the internet. We have also talked of the speaker. When we talk of a speaker appears down here. I think we have not covered that one. Then we have date and time. We have also this small rectangle. I think we have not seen this small rectangle. Let us also view the same, the small rectangle. First of all, let's set our taskbar. Let it go down so that we can be able to see very well bottom. When we talk of a speaker, this is our small speaker, whereby you can be able to increase the volume and reduce. Then this is the small rectangle that I'm talking. At the extreme bottom right corner, we have a small rectangle. Go and click there. It will take you back to our desktop. This one. This small rectangle. You click on the rectangle, and it will take you back to our desktop. And that is what we have covered. Then also we have discussed on power button, the shutdown, restart, the sleep, and also control panel. When we talk of control panel, just I think we have not covered that one. It is whereby all the programs are installed. For you to go to the control panel, you can even decide to search control panel. We shall measure on this unit or this item as control panel in our next topic. But generally, if you want to check on some of the programs or the user administration, appearance programs, maybe you wanted to install some of the programs, you can come here under programs, then click there. All these are programs that are installed in your computer. So it's also very important to understand, but generally this one, we shall discuss this in our next lesson. And that marks the end of our presentation. I want to say thank you. Remember to subscribe, and let's meet in our next session. Bye-bye.